a human mother knew that she could only ever have one pregnancy in her lifetime, whether that unborn baby lived or died, and adoption was not an option because it was not available, then how valuable would that one pregnancy and birth of that child be to that mother? Would that child be more valuable because of the exclusivity of that one pregnancy and child in the life of the mother? The answer is likely yes. Value seems to be a moving target depending on the circumstances. But if it was believed that this same mother was allowed and could give birth to many more children at any time in her adult life while she was able to conceive a child, then how valuable would that aborted child have been to anyone at that point, especially to the mother if the mother could easily have more children? It could be argued that the aborted, preborn human life had little or no value to the human mother because giving birth to more babies is extremely high. Then it can be said that human life value is directly tied to scarcity and limitations. If gold and diamonds are scarce, then the value of those gems and minerals go up and they have great value. But if our streets were paved with diamonds and gold because those gems and minerals were as common as dirt or the grains of sand on a beach, then the value of those diamonds and gold would be minimal or worthless. What about certain rare animals or birds such as the golden bald eagle? Are they valuable and even protected? The answer is yes. The eagle adults and unborn eagle babies should be valuable and protected, especially if there is a small population of them, which is the case. If a human unborn life at any age can be sacrificed and completely eliminated based on the mother's or father's desires or wishes, or a government's desires or wishes, then you and I have no value either. This is because all we did was escape abortion before we were born, because our mother and our father wanted us. But what if they did not want us? How would you feel if you knew that and that you also barely escaped being aborted? But we could have been aborted and never lived had the circumstances been a bit different at the time. We would not have been able to stop it and let them know that we wanted to be born and live a full life. How would you feel now if you had been aborted and destroyed? Just like the Nazis' belief about human lives in World War II, the lives of Jewish people had no value to the Nazis before and during World War II. The Nazis eliminated as many Jews as they could because they believed the Jewish people got in the way of society and were a detriment to everyone and everything. Nazis viewed Jewish people as lower than animals, so they terminated them whenever and wherever they could. Other world governments throughout history have done similar things to some of their people as well. Evil people who are a part of evil governments can do very evil things to their innocent citizens because they don't care about you. Value normally establishes response, and because of that response, it establishes law, establishes behavior, and contributes to attitude. If paper money did not have value anymore, because money was 100% digital for everyone at all times, then there would be no more bank robberies and probably less drug and sex trafficking, among other things, because paper money had no value. It is the value and worth of something that makes all the difference. As another example, what is more valuable, food or rare diamonds? If you are stranded and starving on a deserted island and about to die because you have not eaten in many days, then it is food that would have more value to you and not money. That answer should be obvious. Again, it is all about perceived or real value that will change one's thinking and the eventual outcome. So in reality, people who seek and/or are in favor of abortion for preborn human life actually places no or little value on human life, even though they might not realize it. This is because they think that human life is a commodity and it can easily be had or found again, and that human life is not actually unique or special. You either value all life or you don't. In reality, when it comes to an unborn baby, there is no real concern for the mother or the unborn baby by those who would say they support abortion. Those people for abortion do not value themselves as being unique and having unique DNA with unique fingerprints, and they do not value the unborn human life with those same attributes. They should not value themselves without giving the same value to others, such as the preborn human. An unborn human baby is unique and not like any other human on earth. If a non-human life like an eagle can be singled out by people as being valuable at any age, and a human life can be singled out at any age and any stage of development as not valuable, then value is simply a moving target with no eternal or literal truth to it. What if an older person has Alzheimer's, memory loss, and physical movement restrictions? Should they be tossed aside and eliminated because they have lost their value? Value then becomes relative to a person's agenda and not to the truth. The truth is, as humans, we are all valuable at any stage of life, before or after birth. One day in the not-too-distant future, a digital AI robot may replace a human in a number of ways, including the need for many types of human workers in jobs, including construction workers, medical doctors, nurses, drivers, fast food workers, farmers, office workers, and many others. AI digital physical beings could replace the need for human male and female partners, the need for real pets, the need for a real spouse, the need for a real baby, and the need for you. The things that make you human and give you purpose will likely be seen as having little value and worth in many cases, and this will greatly diminish the need for you to exist. Then the elimination of adults could start to happen, especially older adults. Think that's science fiction? Think again. Once you lose your value and worth, you will lose your importance. How will you feel about that? AI creatures will not get sick or die from airborne or waterborne viruses, but humans can and will get sick and die. What good are human adults if they cannot handle their jobs and responsibilities due to war or illness when AI creatures can do it, and do it better with less interruption? When the value of human life is diminished or thrown away, then your value is also gone. Arguing for value when value is only relative to the situation is arguing in circles for something that should always have value. Therefore, unborn babies and people at any age have just as much right to exist and thrive as any person at any age. It's the value and worth of any life which needs to be established, and that value should produce love. Diving deeper into human value, do you ever think about if there is anything that has real, lasting, eternal value? Eternity is coming for all of us and has already impacted billions of humans throughout human history. All people will die, and so will we. And then what will become of you and me and our value? Yes, other people who knew you while you were alive can say you had great value and impact on them in many ways. It is good if we can impact others in positive, lasting ways. But how about you? When you are dead and gone, then you will no longer experience value and worth for yourself. You will no longer be experiencing life and all that life had to offer you. Whatever you were and did and saw and had will no longer be needed or important to you because your body will be dead in a dark pit or turned to ashes forever. That is our reality to come, like it or not. No mortal human being has ever escaped bodily death and what comes next after that. Even now, looking down from outer space, astronauts who have been up there, they look down at Earth and don't see any sign of civilizations or life from that distance. They don't see human or natural activity. They don't see anything except colors and shapes that cover the Earth. You wouldn't know anything was going on here until you actually got here. Even from a plane flying at high distance above the clouds, you may see some structures below, but you still cannot see any people on the ground from that distance up in the air. As humans, we basically see what is close to us, but not what is far away. Our eventual death may still seem far away to us, but it's not as far away as it used to be, and it's getting closer every day. I recently heard an older famous athlete and movie star say that he was mad at the fact that his life would be over soon, and he would be in the ground forever, never to be here again. To be sad or even somewhat mad that we will be gone forever one day soon is understandable. Few people really want to leave what makes them happy, such as their family and their life here on Earth. They want to continue their activities, including their work that helps fulfill them, seeing the natural and beautiful things around them, keeping their money, their fame, and their place in society. Having to die is definitely something that would make me sad if this is all there is. Life is not a game. It's obviously real, but if this is all there is, then it is the ultimate disappointment and sadness when you are getting very near to leaving it. That's why many people, like many famous actors, musicians, athletes, business owners, and other important people cannot handle their impending death that is getting closer every day as they get older. They cannot stand to think about leaving this life forever and going into a permanent pit of darkness. They cannot handle it because a lot of them have no assurance or real hope that there will be something more beyond this mortal life with more colors, more light, and more beauty. They are afraid, they have great fear, but they don't want to show it to anyone. But unfortunately, so many people are just too proud, and their ego is too big to believe what is so obvious to many, that someone or something created all of us and all of what is out there. They are too proud to admit that what they see in front of them could not have occurred by sheer chance over long periods of time. Many people are wanting to believe they are intelligent and rational enough to figure it all out themselves. They do not want to admit there is an unexplainable and amazing outside intelligence, which exists and is responsible for everything that we can see and everything that we cannot see. These people will try to argue that there must be scientific, pragmatic, or so-called logical reasons why everything is the way it is, but they are only trying to fool themselves. Many of them don't really believe what they are saying, but their ego is just too large for them to say they were wrong. A lot of people in the millions and billions just don't want to admit it and open their eyes wide and really look at what is in front of them and say, wow, this could not have happened by itself. It just could not have spontaneously come about from nothing, and then life got better and more developed by natural energy, materials, and enough time. All of what we have now on this earth couldn't have happened even over trillions of years of time. Time makes no difference. But for a moment, let's just say everything we see and know about in this world is due to the sheer act of spontaneous coincidence, normally called evolution, and that plant, animal, and human life developed all by itself over millions of years. Okay, then what? If that was the case, then you would have no real value and no worth as a living creature, because you would simply be an accident of coincidence, chance, and time. You could try to assign some value to yourself, but that is just wishful thinking. When the world ends at some point in the future, as many top scientists predict, any value that you thought you or someone had would be meaningless. Once the earth is gone, then all of world history will be gone, and all relative meaning would be gone, permanently. How can there be worth or value when everything that supported that value and gave it value while it existed is physically and entirely gone forever? Nevertheless, did you know that you are eternally priceless and valuable, but not to this world, but to something else far greater? You are worth more than all the gold, silver, diamonds, or money in the world. But who or what gives you your immense value? There are more than 50 different religions and denominations out there. But if what you believe about your religion is not actually true, then you are praying to nothing, or to a false god, or to a myth, or you simply don't know. You will never have eternal assurance that way. Don't be consumed by, distracted by, or entirely focused on the things around you, behind you, or immediately in front of you. Look for eternal answers now before it is too late. You will be going somewhere permanently after you die one day, and nothing else you can do in this temporary life is as important as to where you will be forever. Please ask me how you can find the truth and eternal assurance to have more light and more colors forever before you see your last sunset and take your last breath in this life.